And we're live, I think, because last time I said this, we weren't actually live. But I'm just going to go with it as if we're live.
What do you mean?
I said we were live. I hit the button for the music, and then you said we... See? We were live the whole time.
There you go. You're live.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. And
Did you hit the button today?
No.
Last week.
Last week.
Oh, well, that's what you get for playing with
Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining us this Monday. I'm sorry.
Monday.
Monday.
It's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody.
I saw Supersonico in the chat. Hi. I've been running a little crazy trying to make sure everything was ready. So I
Staying up late.
SES Powerlifting is here. Rockke Inglis is here. Larry Lambert. Phil Finch is here. He said, good morning. Where are you, Phil? Maybe he's in England? That sounds, because I'm like half English, half Scottish and Irish. It's Finch is like an English kind of name. And he's Phil Finch, so it might be English. Just throwing that out there. I don't know.
I'm just looking at you right now. Where's the crickets?
Kevin Mandel's here. All right. I'm going to get started. So today I'm drawing Superman versus Gorilla God.
Oh, you're loud. You're loud. We're both loud.
Okay, turn it down. I'm drawing Superman versus Gorilla Grodd. I'm going to go ahead and get started. You know what? Here, let me show you the layout.
Start.
I had another piece. My last week's piece of paper was still on my desk, and I was painting on it, and so it was a mess. So I put another piece of paper there, but you can see the old one with paint right over there. And there you go.
Staying up late. Eric keeping Dave up late.
And my layout actually this week.
He's ignoring me. It's true though.
What's that?
That Eric kept you up late.
No, he didn't. I painted with Eric today.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I still have a little bit of paint in my fingernails, so you can.
Were you up late last night?
Yeah, I was working though.
Okay.
Okay.
Still go to bed.
I tried to sleep last night. And then I just couldn't. Okay. I'm going to start. So this week's drawing is actually, I have the book of the week this week, and I'm excited about this week's book of the week. It's a really good one, and it's one that is very obscure. So, you know, it's actually, I feel like it's a bit of a cheat. You'll see why. But anyway, my layout is really based on a picture in that book. So at 9 o'clock, I'll show you the picture that I'm kind of basing this on. Now, I did my little layout, and I'm drawing this myself, so I'm not going to be copying the picture from it, but the layout is very copied from it. So there you go.
All right, fair enough.
I need more room down. Hold on. I went too high. You're being very quiet. You're not helping me out here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow, you're worse than I am.
We have a super chat from Page One Comics for $5. Jimmy Reyes saying, just wanted to say love you guys.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, and Larry Lambert says, I read it for my birthday song from Meredith.
I remember that from last week. There you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Larry.
Lambert.
Don't help. Happy birthday to you. And many more. There you go. Was it worth the wait? I hope so. Edwin's World says, hi, David Merritt, love your show. Been watching for a couple weeks. Well, welcome to the stream, Edwin.
Yeah.
And Rockke Inglis 123 is here with the super chat for $5. Rockke says, I lost the last streams because I was traveling to work for the first time since 2019. It was awesome, but it's great to be back here. I missed the flock.
Oh, I can imagine in 2018, you were probably miserable about having to go to work. And now, yeah, it's just nice to get out there. I am dying to get out to the first convention. Cannot wait. And I get to the point toward the end of it, because I do about, well, normally, you know, in the past, I would do like 10 conventions a year, I would say. That's about right, Meredith?
Yeah, easily.
And yeah, there are times when, you know, that can be tough. So, you know, I just get a little bit burnt out, but I'm definitely not burnt out now. I cannot wait to get out there and see everybody and get out there. Just get out of the
house,
out of the county. Not that I want to get away with
county.
And the best part is actually, yeah, Meredith won't go, so it's a party.
So what you mean is you can't wait to get away from me?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I would rather you came. You know that.
I can't this year. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
Too much.
I would
Oh
much
my
rather
goodness.
think.
As evidenced by my yawn, Pete Michelli has a super chat for $4.99. Thank you for the super chat, Pete. Pete says, Happy Monday, Finches. Dave, you told me last week that you first got hired drawing just backgrounds. Is that something that companies still do?
It's funny. Now, I don't know that if you get hired drawing backgrounds, I've actually hired, excuse me, artists to draw backgrounds. Actually, Johnny Desjardins, who's going to be on the show at some point this summer, I'm going to do a show with Johnny, and we'll have Eric on. I'm going to be doing a bunch of shows coming up with Eric, which I'm very excited about.
A bunch of shows.
A bunch, yeah.
What do you mean a bunch?
We're going to be painting.
A bunch. What's a bunch? Define a bunch.
Thousands. I don't know.
Because like a bunch could be.
Come on, this is a fly-by-night operation.
I know, but I don't like hearing the word a bunch.
Okay, a few.
Oh, okay. A bunch is like it's too much.
Okay, a few. Some.
I'm gonna be doing some. That sounds reasonable. A bunch feels like an overcommitment.
Okay, fair enough.
Lance DeBoyer says, "Hope to see you in October at Fan Expo, Dave."
Oh yeah, I will see you there. Actually, that's great. Yeah, I haven't seen Lance for, well, it's been at least a year and a half for sure.
Did you answer the question about whether companies still hire people to draw backgrounds?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, they don't, and they didn't then either. But I wasn't okay. I was working for a company, so yes, technically it was a company hiring somebody to draw, but I was working for Mark Silvestri. He was an image art. Well, he is an image artist. He's an image partner, and he needed help on backgrounds for Cyberforce. So my first credit was backgrounds on Cyberforce issue 6. I actually didn't get hired to do backgrounds. There was another artist that did. I didn't get hired to do backgrounds because I wasn't competent enough. I got hired as an intern, which is like, hey, we'll try it out, and if it works out, great, and if it doesn't, we'll let you wither and die and go home. You know what? They were so supportive. Make it sound terrible, but
yeah, pretty much the people who didn't make it in Top Cow are the people who quit.
Yes, that's yeah. Nobody got kicked out. People just quit. Anyway, there was an artist that got hired to do backgrounds, and he had when he got to the studio, he just had obligations for another book that he was already committed on, and he had to finish that, and so he was at the studio just working on someone else's book the whole time. It was what it was, and so yeah, they were desperate at that point. So I wasn't the only one that helped. A few artists in the studio helped. So I did 2 pages of work, and I got scolded by the great Scott Williams. Not badly. I mean, he's so nice, but I drew so much tiny little detail in the backgrounds that I did that it was not inkable. And I wasn't, learning how to pencil tightly enough for it to be readable and to be, professional work. That takes time. And I hadn't gotten there yet. And so I gave him an absolute mess. And so he really had to do a lot of redrawing. But, I learned. So I especially learned actually when I saw what he did with it. So yeah, I didn't do a lot of backgrounds. It wasn't really my start. But like I was saying, yeah, Johnny Desjardins, he did backgrounds for me for a little bit. I think I can't remember if I got Jay Fabok to do any at all, or if I wasn't doing that at the time. For the most part, I've always done my own backgrounds, but there have been times, and especially if I have an artist that really does it incredibly well, I try to take advantage for as long as I can, because in my experience, and this has never gone any other way so far, an artist that is good enough to do backgrounds after a certain amount of experience is good enough to do their own book, and I lose them. So, it never lasts.
Truth. All right. Next super chat comes from Johnny Fitz for $5. Johnny says, "Hey, Dave. Hey, Meredith and chat. Won't stay too long tonight. I'm drawing all day and laying low tonight. I hope everything and everyone is well." Well, we hope you are well too, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming by, and thanks for the super chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
I also saw that Tom Teacher said he couldn't stay long before we started. Disappointing.
Who?
Tom Teacher.
Okay.
Said he couldn't stay.
Okay.
And somebody else. And I thought, what? I think it was Dan Genovese. And I thought, Dan.
People are going back to work.
People have responsibilities.
World is changing.
By the way, I was talking about the painting. I should show you guys. This is what we did today.
Eric Grove says a bunch of the baker's dozen.
Right. And actually, Eric.
That's 13.
If Eric.
No.
Whatever. I have no idea. I think that is right. You get one extra, right?
Yeah. And I'm saying no.
No. So is a bunch an official actual number?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. Anyway. Yeah, Eric, if you could text Meredith your Batman, actually it'd be really cool. It'd be nice to show it. So yeah, this is the one that I did.
I think I posted it on Facebook.
We just did this in black and white today, and it was quick. It went so fast. And I did this because for the next painting stream, I want to do black and white. So we're essentially going to do this, and we wanted to just do a trial run to see how it would go because neither of us know what we're doing. So this was really repeatable. I thought it was a very easy process. I was very happy. It went fast. Here. So, great. Yeah, check out how great Eric's came out. I wish I could kind of see it a little bigger there.
It's on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook.
If you follow Eric on Facebook.
And also Eric's on Instagram. Maybe Eric, you put up your Instagram too. But yeah, Eric's came out great. So anyway, I thought it was a real success. I was very happy with it.
I like your Batman.
Thank you. And
I like Eric's Batman too.
All right.
Looks great.
So yeah, there you go.
All right. I like the sepia tones of Eric's Batman. Dan G has a super chat for $5. Dan says, "Hey, David, Meredith, and everyone, have a great stream tonight." Thanks so much, Dan. And you have a great night.
See, that was Dan Genovese. Dan G.
He changed it to Dan G because I can't say his last name. Is it Genovese or is it Genovese?
You know what? Yeah, I think it's Dan Genovese. It sounds better, doesn't it? I'm sorry.
We don't know now. I've said it right. What? One week I could say it right. The next week I say it wrong.
This is why I'm looking forward to conventions. I'll get to meet everybody.
I'll say tomato. I'll say tomato. Pajama.
And then we will never say it wrong again.
That's true.
We'll try.
I think after all this time, but I don't have my brain is like a filing cabinet where you cram it like the paper down to get it to shut. That's what my brain is like these days. Yeah. Daniel Castelli has a super chat for $4.99. Daniel says, "Hi guys. Last week you talked about shipping pencils to an inker. Do they also get shipped to a colorist and letterer?" No, because those are done digitally. Right. And that's actually something about now. It didn't used to be the case. The inker would ship it to Marvel. Marvel would do, or I think Marvel, because back when we were doing it this way, I was at Marvel. And Marvel would do the scanning or however photograph. I don't know, back in the old days before my time. But now, if you're an inker, you ink the page. You have to scan it yourself. Then you have to put it in Photoshop, prep it, which means you crush the levels. So you bring up the blacks and bring up the whites. So you lose the pencil, kind of grit. You have to be careful with it. It's a thing, but and you're responsible for all that. And actually prepping it for print too, which means putting the print borders on. I had to do it a few times and I don't remember how to do it, but it was your wife does it. You know what? If you work, yeah, there you go. And if you work there, they give you a pretty good tutorial. It's not hard. All right. Random Pat has a super chat for $5. Random Pat says, "Hey Dave, I'm working on a Moon Knight piece that is heavily inspired by your work. I would be honored if you would take a look once I'm finished." Yeah, that'd be great. Well, maybe on one of the streams we can get it. So I feel like yes, agreed. So I feel like I need to say this sooner rather than later, since people have are having to have a short time with us tonight. And the thing that I'm going to say sooner rather than later is that Dave and I have been chatting and we have decided to take summer vacation for the stream, which means the kids are out of school. We're going to go to school too. And that means next week will be our last stream of this season. And we will start back up again in September when the schools start. Right. Yes. And I won't be gone because Eric and I will be doing more. Now, this is obviously an art focused stream, but more breakdowns of different artists. We'll do some painting streams and things like that over the summer. Monday Night Draw with Meredith and Dave. Right. Taking summer vacation. We're going to give Meredith a break so she doesn't kill me. But we will be obviously back and I won't be going anywhere. We'll throw up some, Dave will still do his tutorials. He'll do some painting streams with Eric. We'll throw up the last few episodes of Process. Hint, hint.
Yes.
And then we'll be back in September. And then think of all the exciting farm stuff I'll have to tell you by then.
Wow. So we're trying to get people to come back, and that's what you say.
That's what I say. SCS Powerlifting as a super chat for, oh crap, my screen just blipped. Hold on, I gotta find it now. For $5. Dave working on Nubia with a new design, and she's a large afro. Any tips on how to get the curls to show with jet black hair?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Okay, so I'm going to draw the face. Obviously, I'm going to keep it simple. And I try not to just draw a line for hair because, hair obviously is not just a clean line, but just to start, just to get my placement. Obviously, you want the face probably a little better than that. And then I draw an overall shape. And since you said an afro, you want something larger, I'm assuming. And so then I would just go dark through most of the body of it. And I could turn my pencil sideways. Just like this. And then from here, I just start going in, and now at a larger size, I'm creating like bald shapes, kind of like this, and just doing a bit of a texture like that. And it's a bit of a shorthand. Now with inking, and I'm going to show you with inking too, because it's much easier. If I can find my pen, I don't have my pen. Hopefully this one will work. And so yeah, for that I can just do this. And I try to do it like a fade, so it'll be slightly larger shapes here that'll go into my main body here, and then a little larger, and then a little smaller. And you want it to not just look like a dot, 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 dot. It doesn't look like hair. So you want to give them a little squiggle and a little bit of a life to them, So basically, and then when you get to the actual head, you want to, make it hair. So give it some shape down there too. And so that's basically how I would go about it. And now that's essentially like a bit of a rim light. But I find it really works. And it tends to work under every lighting condition. Like I've never had trouble with it. So that's kind of the way I go about it. Dreadlocks are a whole other thing. And I've been drawing Michonne for Walking Dead covers. And for her dreadlocks, I'm doing, so I draw basically a shape like this. I try and, keep some nice bounce to the line and keep it really kind of random. And then I'll go pretty heavy because I want my shadow. I'm going to light it from this side. So it's going to be more shadowed on this side. And then I just kind of go in. And again, this is much easier with a pen. And just create some shapes this way. This isn't looking the best. This is, you know what? These take me forever. This kind of hair, to make it look nice, takes a long time to really do. So this is how I do it. I just try and take the time to, make it a little nicer. Clean up my lines and get something that, has a nice organic kind of a flow to it. So there you go.
Awesome. Next super chat comes from Supersonico for 129 Mexican pesos. Hello, Mayor and Dave. Any chance of you bringing the Monday stream, Todd McFarlane or Mark Silvestri? Who knows in the fall?
Yeah, I think for the fall, we'll definitely try and plan something special. I think it'd be great to have...
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, now, I don't know. I mean, it would be great to have Mark. I don't know if he does. I'm going to have to talk to him and say, hey.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk to people that when you go to conventions, you can start lining up the guests.
Yep.
Antoine Washington for $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Antoine. Antoine says, I made it. Happy Monday, Dave and Meredith.
Thank you so much, Antoine.
Everybody loves your painting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. And it was easy. We did Captain America the last time. And that was actually, it was a bit of a struggle. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable, but really the way that I went about this one and the way that Eric did, it was an easier process. So I'm excited just because working in black and white, it eliminates a lot of variables. And I think if any of you kind of struggled with the other one, this is actually a really good way to kind of, get your feet wet with it, get comfortable, and not get overwhelmed.
Oh, Tom Teacher says Genovese from Genoa. Genovese.
And see, that was Tom Teacher.
Yeah, Tom Teacher is a
Who
teacher.
I was just talking about.
Tom's teaching us because it's from Genoa. It's not the Genoa part. It's the Vesi part that I have trouble. Is it
Genovese
VC?
is from Genoa? I guess it makes sense.
But I always end up saying Genovese or Genovese.
I'm pretty sure there's no place
now
called
it's
Finch in England.
Vey. I'm writing it on my I need to black mark Sharpie it on the back of my phone. Sorry, Dan. Thank you, Tom. Cornelius Krieger has a super chat for 45. I'm going to guess Dutch kroners, DKK. Sure, let's go with that. Dave, what are every single thing you need to learn to become a comic artist, and where should I go if I want to get in the industry? You are marvelous.
Thank you so much. Well, there are a bunch of skills. You need to understand basic storytelling and that is using an establishing shot, establishing the whole scene, understanding how to use close-up shots and medium shots and mixing them together, understanding the flow of a page. I actually have a course through Proco coming up very, very soon. I think it comes out in September, and you can go there and pre-order it. And it's a whole page all the way through, plus a couple of pages just of layout, like tight layout, all working from a script and breaking down the script and really going through the whole process. So there's that. And then there's obviously anatomy and making your figures dynamic, understanding how to make different characters really look like themselves and move like themselves. And that's a thing unto itself. Actually, a very enjoyable thing to study. I should be doing more figure drawing. My figure drawing really is drawing this kind of stuff. So, there you go. But, and backgrounds and perspective. And figures and perspective really kind of go hand in hand. They're complementary skills. And then shadowing, rendering if you choose to do it. And by rendering, most of you guys know, I just mean, the lines that I put on figures. I'm just bringing it up to a finish. There are a lot of ways to do that. So, and then, then there are the kind of unwritten rules that I think everybody should know. And I think, are pretty self-explanatory, but if you tell any publisher that you're working for that you are going to get it done, you need to actually get that done. You need to look at that as a hard deadline because they are helpless when they hire you to do something. If you do the work, they're in good shape and they can put their book out. And if you don't, they are helpless. There's nothing they can do about it. And so,
except never hire you again.
Right. Yeah. And so if you want to have a long career, you need to be very respectful of that. Also, you need to be very, very respectful of the writer's script. Writers have a lot of power in the business now. And even before they had a lot of power, if you wanted to be doing a good comic that, you have people coming back for, respecting the writer's work and bringing across their story as effectively as possible and not changing their work. It's very, very important. And they'll love you much more for that than if you're, if they're turning in a script and they just don't know what they're going to get back. So today I'm going to be drawing Superman. And next week I'll be doing Gorilla Grodd. There's no way that I could do all of this at once. And I want Gorilla Grodd.
And have Meredith still be seen.
Right.
And it's a good pièce de résistance piece.
Yes.
Finale. It's a good finale. Dan G has typed it up for the chat. So for $2 super chat, Dan says it's Genovese. But I'll respond to anything. And here's I remember. VC. Look at me. VC.
I'm the same way. I am Dave. I'm not really David, truthfully. But
unless Meredith's calling down the stairs.
Right. But
David!
Yeah, I'm Dave. But I don't care. Not really. It doesn't matter.
Unless I'm yelling at you.
I actually had a few comics credited as Dave, and then they finally I think they asked, and I said I didn't care, and then it was David, and it's been David ever since.
Kevin Mandeville says, gut punch Monday. Gabby H. Mondays are going to be horrible again. No. Oh, man.
Sorry, guys. But we will be back very soon.
Escobar says, my heart dropped. Ocean Hope, the last stream. No.
We'll be back soon, and we'll still have quite a bit of stuff. For
It's only till September, 2 months.
Yeah.
It's summer vacation.
And
summer vacay.
And again, we'll have a bunch
you can
of
just rewatch and there's so much you can just start rewatching from the beginning.
Right.
Because it's like a TV show.
What if somebody missed you singing happy birthday?
Put it on reruns. You could see how the stream has evolved from the beginning. The first night when Meredith was like, when she finally ran down the stairs because she was listening and she couldn't stop herself. Everett helped out the first stream. He read some of the super chats.
She talks about herself in third person all the time, just so you know.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
Am I right? Okay. Talking about yourself in third person. This is a warning sign. You need to look out for that in people. And the other one, you know what it is? People that back into parking spots.
Yeah, your wife. So, yeah. Rika Ingles 123 says we need a help group like Flocks Anonymous and unite every Monday to make crappy drawing and talk about how much we miss Dave and Meredith. Who's gonna bust our eardrums with the klaxon sound with perfect comic timing? Says Tom Teacher. We're gonna need that buzzer at least once tonight. And besides, Dave's also gonna be doing. Why do you have to step on my keyboard and mess my screen? You're going to be in art portfolio reviews with Robert Marzullo, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'll have very
so
soon.
Much, Dave, all summer long. You'll be like, bring Meredith back. Yeah. Bring Meredith back. That's what will happen.
Yeah.
All right. Leo V has a super chat for $2. Love the art. What is the best movie y'all seen in 2021? Have we seen any movies this year?
My favorite movie that I saw this year that it just pops into my head is Battle Angel Alita. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are problems with it, whatever. There's always problems with movies. Like, for instance, I'm the worst person to ask because I love Alien Prometheus. I don't care.
I just don't know that I've seen a movie this year.
And I know Alien Prometheus is a bad movie. You don't have to tell me. I know. I don't care.
Have I seen a movie this year?
Yeah.
The King Kong movie. That's the only movie I have seen this year.
Another quality movie.
So that's the best movie I've seen. Because that's the only movie I have seen.
I watched the zombie movie. The new one.
No, I saw the new Disney movie too. I can't remember what it's called. That was really good too. Isaac and I watched it.
So I didn't see that one. Yeah, I watched Army of the Dead.
With the Chinese dragons and stuff. You and I are on
Mulan?
No. You are in such different movies. It starts with an R, I think. Evil One has a super chat for $5. Would you be willing to do a cover of Lady Death for Coffin Comics? My bud BP owns a company. I could commission you and get BP to publish it. I'm pretty sure you've already done a Lady Death cover for Coffin Comics.
First of all, yeah, of course I would. I mean, I love Lady Death. I mean,
Except
Lady Death
not right now because he's under an exclusive contract and he can't do anything.
Right, I can't. But I did actually a Lady Death cover just a couple years ago. I've got a bunch of them here. Actually, you know what? I need to find those. Get those out there.
Rike Ingles and Erica Scott are starting a help group. Antoine Washington has a super chat for $4.99. Hey Dave, what are some good characters to draw when practicing comic book drawing? Maybe some characters not drawn often. Thank you.
I think Spider-Man is an incredible character to draw just for like all the dynamic poses. And especially if you look at artists that are really phenomenal at it. Mark Bagley is so good at that. He's a big influence for me. The thing to bear in mind about Spider-Man, he is a bad character to do for samples. You should not do Spider-Man if you're looking to do samples to get work because he has no face and they want to see that you can draw faces. So if you do it, somebody's going to say, it looks great, but so I had that happen to me. So that's why I say, who else? Superman actually is a great character to draw. He's a hard character to really, really make work, because it's very easy to make him look just kind of goofy. And Jim Lee's Superman is like regal looking, and if you can make him look regal like the way that Jim Lee can, oh yeah. Obviously Batman. I think villains are great. Now, I love drawing villains, but it is actually more important than you can draw the heroes well, because comics are a lot of things, and it really depends on the kind of comic you're doing. So I don't want to generalize, but we're here doing superhero comics, right? Like mainstream superhero comics. And to me, it's kind of a power fantasy. You imagine yourself in that role, so you want that character to be as impressive as possible, because it'd be like, wow, wouldn't it be awesome? I work at a newspaper during the day, and at night I'm like super tough. So I really bear that in mind. I want the characters to be the kind of character that, as a reader, I'd be excited about envisioning, putting myself in those shoes.
All right. Next super chat comes from Christine for $5. Chris, I do not see a comment. So tag me. I don't know how people tag me, but they tag me with that big orange Meredith Finch, and then I'll see it and read your question or comment if you had one. SCS super chat.
Thank you.
SCS super chat. SCS Powerlifting has a super chat for $5. SCS says, thanks guys. Now I have to talk to my wife. And then thanks for the tip on the hair.
You're very welcome.
And along with the wife comment, Ross Klein says, my wife is going to be happy to have her husband back on Monday nights, at least for now. Ha 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 ha. I promise we'll be back.
We'll be back. And there's the irony.
I promise we'll be back.
Now I get to avoid Meredith on Monday nights for, a few weeks.
You avoid me on any night because we go to bed. I go to bed at 9.
I spend that entire time with you. Do I not?
You do, but then that's the only time we spend together. Come on, it's like from 4 till 9, 5 hours.
We spend the morning too, a little bit. But I mean, truthfully, Meredith, come on,
we watch some TV.
Like
we feed the horses.
Married couple we have.
Today, you helped me with the chickens. You poured the water for the chickens.
Poured the water.
I watered the chickens.
Yeah.
Omega Dreads Gaming Channel has a super chat for $1.99. Omega says it's been a pleasure and inspiring. Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you so much, Omega.
Page 1, Jimmy says, but I have a birthday in August. Who's going to sing me happy birthday on a live stream? Dave Finch? You can ask Dave to sing. I don't recommend it.
You're going to have to sing it for him, because Jimmy was on. I'm sure some of you guys remember. You remember we had him on, not this past time, but the time before.
And I made him sing.
Yeah, he had to sing "Happy Birthday."
Yeah,
and I could see him. He's like, "Oh, are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah, I'll sing. Serious? I'll sing. He can just call me and I'll sing "Happy Birthday."
I would have not done that, except that
I totally did that.
And Jimmy's game.
Yeah,
I think he would.
Jimmy. Come on, it's Jimmy. Kevin Mandevil has a super chat for $19.99. Kevin says, glad to hear that you guys will be enjoying some downtime. You have both shared so much with all of us this past year, and you definitely deserve it. Looking forward to the Finch Grove painting program. Happy little feet. If he ever paints a feet.
Never.
Did you paint feet in any of your paintings?
Foot.
One foot. Where?
There, where you could see the boot. I had to actually draw that.
Hardly a foot.
It's a foot.
I don't think that's the only foot out of how many paintings have you done?
If we're not counting that, then no.
No, yeah, you just you fade off the bottom of the page.
I know.
Your next painting, every painting from now on has to have feet.
Oh yeah, how late I'm up painting as it is. This is a problem. I'd love to do feet. It'd be great, sure, but
time. You should start with the feet and fade the face.
There you go.
That way, there'll always be time for something.
That would be feet. Yeah.
One Mighty R has a super chat for $5. Mighty says, I'll be waiting for the epic comeback stream. I'll miss y'all. Oh, he has a sad, sad face.
Meredith will miss you. I won't miss you because you'll be with us for the painting streams, right? Hopefully.
Mighty will come for painting. Oh, Kaden Create says, no, my heart just dropped too. I'm only 12 and my mom works during the summer. This is the only thing I look forward to in the week. Oh, Kaden, no. Look, just rewatch the streams, Kaden, and pretend that we're live. Every Monday, just go back to one of the streams you haven't watched yet, and we'll be right there with you.
And there will be a stream every week. I'll be streaming something every week. So
And Dave will be painting or doing portfolio reviews or putting out more like, I don't know, how to draw stuff.
So,
And he's got and you've got that Proco course coming.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff to do. There's lots of stuff to do, Caden. I promise. It'll be okay. It's only 2 months. It's only July and August. 2 months. You'll be outside playing on the streets because it's summer vacay. You won't even notice that we're gone. And we will be back to make the start of school better for you, so that you don't do your homework. I'm a mom and I just said that.
wow.
It's shame on me.
Now I know what's going on with our kid.
He's not doing his homework. I had to sit him down at the counter today and make him do 4 assignments.
Yeah, we got a call or an email. I don't know. What'd you get?
An email.
An email from the teacher saying he's going to fail because he's
not going to fail. He's in grade school and you can't fail a kid in grade school. But basically saying he hasn't turned in any of his health assignments.
Yeah.
And it will be reflected on his report card. I was like, aren't
Fix
you done?
That one.
So I made him do some.
Yeah.
Ray of the Last Dragon. That's the movie. That was a really good movie.
There you go.
It was really good.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, well, we watched it. I think we bought it because we always buy the Disney movies, so you can watch it on Disney Plus. Christine has his super chat. Chris for $5. Hey, DNM, just happened to see the new XM Studio statue based on your Wonder Woman Courage image over the weekend.
Oh, it's out.
Would you sell that as a print?
Well, I can't because that would be XM, and I think that they are including it as a print with the statue, and then I think you could buy it as a print from them. I don't know, but I think so. But it's great that it's out. I mean, they do incredible, beautiful work. So
Anthony G has a super chat for $49.99. Anthony says, looks like this is my last super chat for a while, so I'll make it count.
Wow. Thank you, Anthony.
Tips for making time for art with small kids? I know it's your job rather than hobby, but I haven't drawn in over a month with my newborn. Love you guys and see you when you're back. Anthony, I have an awesome tip. If you have a newborn, I have a picture of Dave. I mean, depending on how new your newborn is, a newborn loves nothing better than to sleep on your chest. So, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I do.
So Dave would sit on the couch with his feet up. He'd have Isaac on his chest, and then he'd have his knees up and he'd draw on his lapboard.
Yeah.
With Isaac sleeping on his chest. And it was very peaceful for both of them. And babies will sleep longer on you than on their own. So.
Yeah, you just need to make sure not to drink too much coffee because you'll end up having to wake up the baby if you
have to, because you have to pee.
That's right.
So that's a great suggestion.
It is.
And then the other option is either first thing in the morning, do a little drawing when you're having your coffee.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Don't make it a big thing. Like, take this time when you're struggling to find time to draw a big picture and just do studies.
And also bear in mind, babies are a blessing. There's so much work. I mean, but yeah, enjoy it and be a little bit forgiving of yourself to take the time that you need.
It seems like forever when you're in it, but it goes by fast.
It goes by so fast. And, if you don't have a baby again, that last baby, you think, wow.
Oh, I'm waiting for grandkids, but not soon.
I'm
looking forward to grandkids now. I mean, Isaac is 12. I'm looking forward to somebody else's baby.
So our kids are not old enough that I'd be looking forward to grandkids.
No, like 10 years.
Situation, but
10 years. 10 years from now.
I would be lying if I said I'd love to have a grandkid run around.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Fun. Throw him on little Stevie.
Yep.
Give him a little cowboy hat that your sister got from Calgary.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So much
too big
fun.
for my head.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a small head though.
You don't have a large head.
I don't.
You have a short, like your head is short up and down too.
Yes.
Like some people have a high forehead. You don't, which is why.
Right. So if I find a baseball cap, I need to find some of those low profile. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I look ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
When you find a baseball hat that fits, we buy like 10 of them.
Yep.
And then Meredith wears them too. Because I have a small head as well. Larry Lambert has a super chat for $5. Thank you, Meredith, for the birthday song. You guys make my Monday nights. Dave, I've learned a lot from watching you draw. And again, thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much, Larry. Thank you very much.
Mountain Mighty R says, we need some lessons on writing and scripting, please, Meredith Finch.
You know, it's something you should really think about doing. Actually, it could be.
I don't think I'm a very good teacher of writing. I need to have more time to write right now.
So basically, you're saying that. That's what
I don't. I'm saying that right now. I don't know how I would do that right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm still struggling. I'm not. You're 25, 30 years into the business, right?
Look at it this way.
I'm
doing painting streams on how to paint, and I don't know how to paint.
Fair enough.
You know, if you don't know how to write,
writing is. Where's the car crash? Oh, you always mess up. You never get it right. Hold on. Bear with me. I haven't got this soundboard for no reason. Wait, home settings. How do I do it? Sounds. There it is. This is so painful. I'm gonna get it.
Did you get?
That's what you get.
You got me.
I got you. 15 minutes later, but I still got you. You know what I am? I'm like that person that somebody says something mean to you, and at the time you can't do anything. You can't think of a good comment, but then like as soon as you walk away, you're like, "Oh yeah," and like the best comeback ever comes in your head. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm like the actual live version of that on Monday night.
There's a French saying for that. It's called "Spirit de l'escalier," Spirit of the Stairs.
Gosh,
I know this is okay. So I know this because it was in a Neil Gaiman death comic, you know, years ago. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. I need to break that out sometime. But that's how you sound when you try and say that.
I don't even know what to say. 81 Modus has a super except that you should never try to speak French. 81 Modus has a super chat for $5. Have you ever thought of a Finch anatomy figure? Like designing your own anatomy figure?
And thank you. You know what I have thought about doing, and I actually mentioned doing this before a little while ago, and I haven't done it. And you know, I'm like busy, you know, but I would really still like to do it. I love ZBrush. I'm a huge fan, and I was thinking it would be great to do like a figure in ZBrush, and put something like that out. I thought that would be a lot of fun. Now, I'm giving Superman veins. What am I doing? I'm the worst. You know what? I'm going to erase that. You can do that for some characters. Superman, it's not a good look.
Not Superman.
I'm going to be sculpting with my mother. I'll send you guys pictures. I'll put it on Instagram when I'm there. It's going to be my mother, Meredith's mother. Some of the other ladies.
My mom's sculpting?
Yep, I'm picking her up. Some of the other ladies in my mother's painting group
the ladies
be there. So we're all going to be sculpting.
Dave's going to hang with the ladies.
And we're going to sculpt a mushroom.
I feel like even I could sculpt a mushroom. I'm not going to lie.
That's why we're sculpting a mushroom.
I have
Meredith.
no talent.
That is why we're sculpting a mushroom. Just because people will be able to do it. And then I'm thinking, hey, I'd love to like try that more, you know? So maybe I'll move on from sculpting a mushroom, and it would be amazing. I would love to be able to do that. So yeah, it's not like beyond the realm of possibility.
All right. Jason Merchada has a super chat for $4.99. Jason says, here's a couple bucks for your vacation. Buy yourself something nice.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Also, how BAF is Nate Diaz?
Whoa.
Is that a UFC thing?
Okay, I have not seen this week's UFC. Did he fight? I've lost track. I watched last week. There was a skip week before that, and we had a lot going on this weekend.
It was my parents' 50th anniversary party.
Right.
50 years. That's a long time.
But I know he had a fight coming up. You know what? Whatever. I don't even... Look, first of all, Nate Diaz is the one I want to see win. If there are spoilers, it wouldn't bother me. That wouldn't bother me. Because I just want to... Like, at that point, I still want to see the fight. And I've had so many disappointments lately. Like, my favorite UFC fighter is Tony Ferguson. So it's been a bit of a tough go. You know, nobody lasts forever. And you know what? He could still come back. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, Meredith. Just check out. But
anyway, I am checking it now. So I'm just going to, yes, he was bad. Dave will find out when he watches the fight. Kevin Kevin Mandeville wants to know, Meredith Finch, will Dave still be doing his painting streams, reviews, Dave content on Mondays, or just as it's convenient? We're not scheduling anything for Monday night. It's not going to be anything regularly scheduled.
The next painting stream is on Tuesday.
But there won't be like regularly scheduled content.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But for now, what I do know is that the painting stream, the next one will be this coming Tuesday.
Tomorrow, Tuesday?
No. Next week on Tuesday.
Next week on Tuesday. Okay. Like, we got to clarify that. Tomorrow, Tuesday? And Speedbag Boxer, you guys aren't going to do Monday Night Draw anymore. We are.
Oh, yeah.
One more episode on Monday, and then we're going to take a vacation. We're not quitting, a vacation for the summer, and we'll be back. The first Monday kids are back in school. You
sound totally condescending sometimes, you know that.
I'm not meaning to.
We're not quitting. It's vacation.
I'm used to talking. You know what? The problem is I'm used to talking to you.
Okay.
And sometimes I got to be really clear when I'm speaking to you. So I don't mean to sound condescending. I am like talking to Dave most of the time. Will Dave finally step out of the basement, says Atomic Art? No.
Here's my problem right now. I've got my microphone.
But maybe we'll spend Monday night.
Here, and it's hooked up to the computer. And so if I go upstairs, I have no microphone.
Maybe we'll spend our Monday nights when we're not doing streams.
Yeah.
Getting your office organized.
Oh, there you go.
Every 2 hours that we would be streaming.
Yeah.
We'll spend doing your office.
You're talking about, hey, you could go back and look at the first stream and see how far we've come. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, how far we've come. Look at my office.
Well, no, but
and you should see that you can't see it here. Everything here is covered in a layer of dust. And I've dusted, actually, believe it or not, Meredith, a couple of times, and it doesn't matter right now. So yeah, it needs to get finished. I can't.
Yeah, we'll do that over the summer then. So that's the goal. Yeah. When we come back in September, you get a tour of the beautiful new office.
There you go. That's exciting.
Yeah, there's something to look forward to. And you know that we're doing something while we're gone. Wayne Blackman has a super chat for $10. Hello, dynamic duo. Sending lots of love your way. I'm appreciative of you sharing about the pencil that works for you. Art books tend to shy over what pencil grade really works. Thanks, guys.
Oh, well, yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for the super chat, Wayne.
Yes, and it is different for everyone. So there's that. Like, it's not always the same, but I do think it's a good rule of thumb. Mark Silvestri, if I recall, uses H. My brush is all over the place. Mark Silvestri uses H. And so that was kind of the go-to at Top Cow. I just found I struggled with H. But H is fine, and I actually spent quite a bit of time using it, and it was fine for me. I smudged too much, being a left-handed artist. So, and 2H just kind of worked. Now, another factor is when I was using H at Top Cow, we were using a different brand of lead. And I think another reason I switched to 2H is I'm using Stabler. I don't have one of the things here, but just Stabler lead is, cheapo stuff. And I think it has the H and 2H the H is a little harder in Stabler, I think. So I switched. And that, I mean, so many years ago, it's like dark ages for me, but long time ago.
All right. I missed a super chat from Darm X for $10. While you guys are gone, we'll go through Comic Pro Bootcamp online this summer with Ryan Benjamin to get a crash course in drawing pages and brushing up so I can work on my own pages. Have fun.
Yeah, Ryan Benjamin, he's actually doing some stuff with Proco too. He was there. I did a stream with Proco a few weeks ago, and he was there the next day. So Stanley Propenko was talking about it. He said, yeah, we're going to have him in. And Ryan did a couple of incredible pictures there. So, and he did you should check out Proco's channel because he painted me on there, which I thought was very, very cool. He did like some painting studies of me, and you can actually see Ryan's pictures that he did in the background. So yeah. And I don't know Ryan well, truthfully. But he's a great artist. And when I met him, he's very nice. So yeah, I highly recommend it.
Trenton Massey has a super chat for $5. Trenton says, hey, DNM, I will miss you both. I said I was going to save up for that thing, but this is worth every penny because he's saving up for the iPad.
Oh, well,
you two are the best. Have fun with the chickens. Aw, Trenton.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Trenton.
Thanks, Trenton. Thank you for spending some money on us instead of your iPad. I hope you get your iPad soon.
Yes. It is more important.
Yes, than we are. More important than us. Kevin oh my gosh, Michael Johnson Curry. I don't know what is wrong with me.
It's Michael
Johnson
Curry.
Curry.
How could you?
I don't know. Michael, I don't know. Nothing to say. $4.99 has a super chat. Is it okay to message editors or writers on social media with work, or is that a social faux pas? People send me work all the time.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
It's not as long as you're not aggressive about it.
Yeah.
Just tag them. I would say, hey, blah 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 blah, and tag them on a piece.
Yep.
That's what I would do, unless if you're. I can't see why anybody would be upset by that.
No,
They'll like it or they won't.
I think if it's very often, then sure. But yeah, if you do no, I think you're fine. And heck with them. I mean, there's a point where you got to look out for you. So yeah, you want to be careful, but I think that's fine. So and I also think that editors would be very lucky to have you. So yeah, definitely send it in.
Sprawl the Brawl has a super chat for $5. Hi, Dave. Is there a warm-up routine or exercises that you do prior to live streaming and doing a project? If so, what are they? Thanks, man.
Thank you. Sort of. I did the sketch. You know what? I would say my warm-up routine, generally speaking, when I do the Monday night draw, I have been drawing all day. And then I take a break for dinner, and then I come down and I do this. So I'm actually still pretty warmed up. Today, I drew in the morning. I have a cover that I'm working on. It's beside you, Meredith. It's coming. It's behind my lapboard.
Looks like a page.
It's a cover. I know it looks like panels, but it's not. It's aquariums.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, my warm up today was really kind of the painting with Eric, and it's tough. I'm so busy all the time that, and generally I'm faster than Eric because I've been doing this for so many years. So I've had a couple of times when I've been ready and I've had my picture ready to paint, and then I've had times like today I had to draw that Batman as fast as I could, and Eric just starts painting because I'm faster usually, and so by the time I got my figure drawn in, and I got my first wash of paint in, Eric was already working on, some of his detail work. But, oh, you know what, actually? No, actually, I finished faster. I beat you, Eric, today. I finished faster than Eric. So, yeah, I was watching Eric paint when I did the thumbnail for today's live stream.
Ricke Ingles 123 has a super chat for €5. Ricke says, Meredith, you better come back with some Flock merch. I could spend that time too doing that.
Actually,
this is no longer a request, but a threat. Your chickens are on my payroll and they are ready for violence. I better watch myself when I go out to the coop. It's funny. You know what? That's what I can also spend the summer doing.
Yeah.
Flock merchandise.
Yeah. I got a phenomenal logo from Art Jedi. I don't know is he here today? I don't know, but yeah, he did an incredible job. And then Jimmy Reyes, Page One Comics, helped a bunch with it, and helped us with some branding. He's actually still kind of helping. So, and if you go to, and I highly recommend you do, here's my weekly Page One Comics plug. But I didn't plan it this way. But yeah, if you go to his website, you'll see he's an incredible designer. So, he really is a, I want to say jack of all trades, but he's not. He's really a master of many trades, web development, all kinds of stuff.
All right. Danielle Carriere says, hey, I think Dave should speak as much French as he wants.
Oh, thank you. See, and he sounds French.
Yeah, I think he's from Montreal.
Yeah.
And Jim Klein says, l'esprit de l'escalier is the French phrase.
Yeah, see? And actually, I have to admit, that sounded pretty good when you said it. That was not bad. So yeah, I only know that from a comic book. So you can't say you don't learn things from comics.
There you go. Thank you, Neil Gaiman. All right. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place and didn't miss anybody, which I did totally. Here we go. Next super chat is from Tegamo Model Works for $10. Tag says, "Hey Finches, glad you guys are taking some time off. I will still be watching all the other content and look forward to seeing Monday Night Draw season 2. Love you guys." 2.0. And we are doing a book. I think it was Henry that asked about that. Dave's, did you upload the
No, but I'll do it this week.
We're speaking with Dave's art dealer. I think we're gonna kickstart it.
I don't know.
I don't know how we're doing it, but he mentioned it to his art dealer, and his art dealer's on the ball. Jason Shatner, who does art books for all kinds of artists.
Yes, and beautiful ones.
Beautiful ones. So there's going to be a book,
right,
of all the stuff from the first season.
And I want to put some of the paintings in there too. I know it's not from the stream, but I want to put some of the paintings in. And so we talked about, like, is that going to be very expensive? So he's looking into that, and we'll see. I'm hoping that it doesn't increase the price too much, because I'd like to get him in there.
Michael Johnson Curry is a super chat for $9.99. Michael says, "Also, as an aside, thank you both for all this info. It's so hard to reach anyone in the industry, and everyone is radio silent. What you've done here, helping us, is a godsend. Thank you both, and enjoy the vacay." And thank you for the super chat, Michael, for $9.99.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Michael.
And love you guys.
Yeah.
How can we not be like, we're taking a vacation, but how can we not come back? We love you guys. I just hope you guys come back. What if they don't come back, Dave? What if they don't come back?
Don't say it. I think it's going to work. All right.
Matthew Fuentes says, "You should put together a best of the stream. It will be mostly Meredith laughing uncontrollably." That would be fun. The cackle. Just like
do it.
Meredith's cackle. Yep. And then like clips over and over again. I could do that myself.
You could.
I could. Sheldon Martin, I made it. It was a race home, but I'm here. Welcome, Sheldon.
Good to have you here, Sheldon.
We dropped a bomb tonight. Get some deets from the stream.
Some deets?
Deets. Man. Look at me.
It's almost as cringy as my
so lazy.
Spirit.
L'Esprit de l'Escalier.
Yeah. Jeffrey
Niffen has a super chat for $2.99. Jeffrey wants to know, are you doing another review stream soon?
Yes, I'll have a review stream within 2 weeks. I need to talk to
you talked to Robert Marzullo and then you slept through his phone call. Have you talked to him since then?
No, and
that's shameful.
Yeah, well, I emailed. I mean, we've talked.
Okay.
So no, it's okay.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. Shame.
But yes, within 2 weeks, we'll definitely be doing a review stream. It's coming up.
And Jim Klein has a super chat for $5. Do the big companies use specific dimensions for bleeds, trims, and live areas? And if so, what are they? Is there wiggle room? I never could find them.
They do. Yes. And I think that if you're working digitally, they actually have a template now.
They do.
Right. So they do. Now, this is Strathmore paper. Here's what I could tell you. I've actually worked on paper that's slightly different than their standard, and I know that it's caused headaches for them, but they can make it work. So it's fine. Strathmore has been fine for both Marvel and DC. I've never had any trouble with it. So I know that this paper is the right dimensions. I'm totally not giving you a proper answer, though, and I apologize because I don't know. You know what? Here, I'm going to find out. Very curious.
I probably have Dave.
No.
Okay. Well, hold on. La di da.
Okay.
Di da. Filling
this is the inside.
Filling. Dave's going to measure. That could be trouble.
Okay, so the bleed area, this is the part that gets cut off, is 1/4 of an inch exactly. And then the panel, this is what this inner line is where you line up your panels. You never want to put a panel border outside that line because this, okay. So this is where you line up your panel borders. If you line up a panel border outside this line, it has a potential to get cut off and look bad. You never want to do that. And editors will definitely point that out if you do it. And then this is just where you draw to. So when it gets cut here, they have something to cut. So the inner part is, I don't know how to do inches. So it's okay. So this is 1/4 of an inch and then halfway to another 1/4 of an inch. What would that be?
It goes quarters and then eighths and then sixteenths.
Okay, whatever.
So count your little ticks. How many ticks are there?
Okay, so look, there's 1/4 of an inch here and then 2 more ticks.
Then that's it's eighths. So it'd be 6/8.
There you go.
Maybe.
No idea.
I don't know. We were raised on the metric system, people.
And then
we don't do this imperial stuff.
The whole thing is supposed to be basically 10.5, but it's not. The whole thing here, I'm measuring it. It's 10, basically 10.25. And then the inner part is 9 inches exactly.
Do you know why I know that? Is from building the chicken coop with my dad.
No, yeah, you know measurements from construction.
Yeah.
I don't measure that way. I pretty much every single time I use little hash marks and I find cheats because I don't like measuring.
Yeah, I learned a lot building that chicken coop with my dad.
Yeah.
Like a lot. All right. Eric Pochat has a super chat for $10. Eric says, "Happy Monday, Finch family. Enjoy the break. The flock will miss you. And hey, feel free to reach out if you ever have ZBrush questions. I'm no Finch of ZBrush, but it is my job. Happy to help and cheers."
Yes.
You just
I have
opened
questions.
Pandora's box.
I know, you so did. I'm pumped. Okay, I missed the name. Tell me the name, please. You're not going to do it?
Eric. No, I don't want to do it now. Eric Pochat.
Okay.
Because it's trouble now.
It is. I don't know how to reach you, Eric. How do I reach Eric? What should I do?
You should do nothing. You don't have time to be taking on learning a whole nother thing.
But I'm going to do it.
No, you're not.
I'm doing it.
I stop you now. I crush your head. Crush.
Oh, I desperately want to do it.
I know.
Okay.
No.
You could DM me on Instagram.
No. I'm laying down the law. No. I can't take it. You have like 1,000 things happening already. Can't take on ZBrush now. Like 6 months. Can we get your office done and then you can play with ZBrush?
Okay, Eric, 6 months.
Really?
DM me on Instagram. 6 months. You know what? Okay, 6 months, Meredith, really.
Watch your back, David.
I have to admit, I was telling Eric today with painting, like I am really enjoying painting and I really didn't want to paint today, truthfully. Like I was just a little bit kind of burnt out and, I'm not feeling motivated. You know what I mean? And so I said, yeah. And he said, oh, if you don't want to do it, then I said, no, you don't understand. Like, it's great that we're doing this because it's actually getting me. And this is why I managed to make comics work. I had no choice. This is just what I did. So when it wasn't working and it was tough and I struggled with my last painting, I did a painting of He-Man. It was hard. And so, yeah, I just kind of burnt myself out. But yeah, I'm so glad we did it. And it's keeping me going. So, working with somebody that and Eric is like the greatest he sent me an aerial, by the way, I don't think I've mentioned for a little bit, Ariel Olivetti has an incredible course on acrylics. He also has a course on watercolor, something that I don't do, but the skills are so similar. You can still get so much out of it if you want to do acrylics, or if you want to do watercolor, obviously it's great for that. It's on Domestika. Maybe Eric can put up a link. That would be great if you can, Eric. And he is not only a wonderful guy, a wonderful teacher, It's in Spanish, so but it's all translated. So it's really, really worth it. Both Eric and I bought it. I've watched it like 5 or 6 times, and so much of what we're doing with the painting is from that. And I'm like, I got to tell you, I'm at a point now where I wish I could like make requests. Show me how to do this now, you know? Like, okay, I got this part, and we're kind of, but you know, I've seen him do things that I just don't understand still, and I wish I could say, okay, how about this? But I'm sure he'll have more stuff. Anyway, yeah, Eric sent me the link for the watercolor stuff, so I went and saw that, and he's great with, like, you know, just finding different techniques and different paper. He's experimenting with heavy body acrylic. I'm still using the soft body, so I think I want to try it because he's having a lot of success with it.
Hello, cat. Still alive, I see.
Cat's here.
All
right.
By the way, we missed book of the week.
Eve. Oh, it's 9:06. All right. Hold on. You'd miss it if I didn't sing along.
Yeah, wouldn't we all?
I'm
learning how to draw, says Azkaban Domestica. I think I could. That would actually, you know what? I never ask people questions. Yeah.
All right,
And Sheldon Martin says, I got
Reading
a watercolor course on
you
Domestica.
can't do this because I've got super chats.
Oh. And Tom Teacher says, I think Olivetti's doing live courses if I saw his Instagram.
Right.
But the problem is it's in Spanish. Live is
Go.
hard for me. Okay, so this is my book of the week. This is a sketchbook from Lineal U. I actually bought it from Lineal U years ago. So how you would ever find this, I don't know. And so I'm kind of bragging that I have this right now. You know, I'm sure you can find it somewhere, hopefully. But it's an incredible book. I mean, you can see like he's an amazing, amazing artist. He's actually, I think, I want to say he's a year younger than me. And you know, it's always painful when younger artists are kicking your butt, and he has been his whole career. So yeah, just incredible stuff. And he actually has done some watercolor stuff that's really beautiful, and it's kind of sprinkled through here. So I did Ultimate X-Men, and he did some covers around that time. I think this might have been just after my run that he did this cover, but yeah, beautiful Ultimate X-Men cover. And here's Black Panther. I can't remember the woman, but anyway, a beautiful picture. And some more watercolor stuff, really, really nice. This stuff is beyond me because you really need to get that tone working right away. You can't fix it in the way that you can with acrylics. So I always respect it when people do this well. Some character design sketches. And just his confidence with a pencil is always amazing for me to see. And so this right here is actually what I'm copying today. Now, and you can kind of see I've got a similar sort of a layout going. I didn't really copy it, but I definitely took inspiration from it, which I do all the time, you know, and I recommend you do too. You don't want to just copy somebody, obviously, but taking inspiration from somebody's layout and taking things from it is how you get better. And when I brought this out for book of the week, I was looking through it and I thought, wow, I haven't looked at this book for so long. And so I thought, you know what, it'd be cool to do something based on a picture that he's done in here. And I mean, that is such an amazing looking Wolverine, and you know, a whole lot nicer than what I'm doing here. So anyway, let me move on. Don't stop me yet. So yeah, some more Hulk covers, beautiful. I mean, look at that. A lot of what I do with Knuckles, like this kind of detail here, I got from Lineal. And he has a tendency to put a vein through the deltoid right here, just like that. And I do it all the time too. And again, this is totally where I got it. I love how he does these kinds of hands. And I remember kind of using that hand a few times. I just thought it was really great. And here, actually, I would say this picture specifically, the way that he did these Knuckles is just bananas. So it's definitely a big influence for me. Some more very cool looking sketches. This is the other stuff that I really wanted to show. I love his Fantastic Four. It's incredible. And his thing especially is so amazing. And every time I've ever drawn the thing, this is what I'm trying to make him look like. And it's never come remotely close. Unfortunately, I've done a thing here and there that I've been pretty happy with, but every time I come back and look at this, I think, wow, I mean, it's truly beautiful stuff. So, and it's great to see his pencils without color or, anything over top of it. Yeah, some beautiful stuff. Also, you get some layouts in here. And I always think it's very helpful to see how an artist breaks down their figures at a small size. And it's a bit of a shorter book, so I can kind of show the whole thing. Awesome looking Punisher. And that's it. It ends with Captain America. So there you go. This is my Lineal U sketchbook. One of my favorite sketchbooks. And I've had this for years, and I look at it all the time. It's been a long time now, but one of my favorites. So there you go. You are truly insufferable.
That's why you love me. Hey, I need to have fun too. And those are the times I always have the most fun, when I'm poking you.
I feel like, to be honest, I've been probably poking you more tonight than the other way around. So I guess I can't complain.
I didn't even notice.
No?
No.
You're in a good mood then.
Apparently so. Dinner really revived me. Dinner and a shower.
We've had live streams. Should I say this? I'm just going to say it. We've had live streams where like somebody says something and then we don't say words through the whole live stream. And then at the end of it, we're fighting. It's happened.
Nah.
Not terrible. I mean, it's not like the end of the world, but yes.
That's mostly you.
Yeah, it's always me.
Yeah. No, it's fine. All right. Evil One. The Evil One has a super chat for $5. Missed Ascension when it came out. Going to read me some over your break and study your YouTube videos. What happened to your old art interiors that you did?
My old art interiors?
The interiors from like Ascension and F89 and...
You mean like the originals?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? Actually, I didn't really sell a lot of original art back then. And
he gave it away in like bunches.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have any of it. I gave away a bunch of it. Top Cow had a double page spread, one of the covers up in the office, and somebody just walked away with it. What else? I was 28 years old. I moved back to Windsor from Top Cow, and I was very unmotivated. I mean, look, I'm sure hopefully a lot of you guys could relate, but I wish I could say that, it's been like a smooth career and I'm always dedicated and on the ball, and I really wasn't, and I just wasn't working. I mean, I had a job that I was supposed to be doing. I was actually working on Aphrodite 9 at the time, and I just really kind of just didn't want to work. I wasn't feeling motivated, and so I wasn't making money. And so I sold all of the artwork that I had from Top Cow all in one big lump. Here, take it, to somebody for very little, to an art dealer. So that's what happened to the rest of it. And yeah, there are a couple of things that I did financially around that time. Selling the rights to some things, and just basically I just wasn't taking it seriously. And that's a big reason why I went to Marvel. And it wasn't Top Cow's fault, but when I went to Marvel, I knew I could not get away with missing deadlines and being lazy. They won't put up with that long. You end up out the door. And so it really motivated me to, get off my butt and actually start working. So I got to Marvel, and it really changed my career. And I'm so grateful to Marvel for trusting me enough to give me that chance after I had really put Top Cow through the ringer trying to get work out of me. So, but yes, that's what happened to that's what happened to all that original art.
So sad. That's such a sad story. It's fine.
It's not a sad story though, because the art's out there and I see it sometimes. Actually, I go to conventions. I just did last year. Well, not last year, but but very recently, and somebody came and got a double page spread from Ascension signed, and it makes me very happy to see that it's found a good home. And I mean, I don't really like, it's not like I'm like, oh no, I didn't make enough money from that. I'm doing fine. I'm just glad that it's somebody has it and is hopefully got it up on the wall. Ideally, I can't tell you how happy it makes me when I sell artwork, because this will happen. People email for art sometimes, because I've got an art dealer. They email directly, and we send them to the art dealer because that's who sells my art generally. I mean, sometimes Meredith will do it, but and then I'll get an email and they'll send a picture of the artwork on the wall, and it makes me very, very happy. It's always really great to see.
You're such a softie. All right. Next super chat comes from Christine for $5. Chris says a Dave Finch art book will definitely be getting my support. I'm definitely glad that I subscribed to this channel. Enjoy your family time.
Oh, thank you very much, Christine. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Michaela Fernandez says, book of the week time. Sing it, Meredith. See, people enjoy it.
There you go.
Yeah.
People seem to like you. I don't understand.
I don't know why either.
Whatever.
Who knows?
It wasn't even so much that I liked you when we got married. It was just that you would tolerate me.
Oh, you liked me.
Of course I did.
All right. You liked it because I had my grandmother's teacups.
You know what? That was the capper. Things were going great up to that point. But yeah, that point I was like, wow, look at that. She reminds me of my grandmother.
Daniel Combs has a super chat for $19.99. Daniel says, hi there. Oh, ouch, just got a cramp. Looking for advice for someone who's had a long lapse in drawing. In high school, I was highly regarded. Now, 20 years later, I'm having a hard time getting back to where I was back then, let alone moving forward.
Yeah, and this is, look, it's so common. Life gets in the way. It does. And it is hard to get to where you were, because so much of it's muscle memory, and that's really all it is. And you really need to bear in mind that when you were drawing before, you had so much stuff stored in your head, and like a library of ideas that and techniques that you could use, and you've lost that, but you have not lost the talent. And there's so much better information out there to really, really learn and hone your craft. And my bet, and I feel very confident about this, within a year, you will be able to look at the work you did when you were younger, and it will pale in comparison to what you could do now. So yeah, it's just a matter of taking the time. And so you draw heads and draw 100 of them, and fill sketchbooks, and just get that muscle memory and that comfort back. Study different artists, and it will come back, and it will come back better than it did when you were younger, because you have an advantage right now that you can't let slip away, and that is that you can do this methodically. I thought you were waving at me. You're just okay.
Just stretching. All right. Glitchfire YT has a super chat for $6.99. Glitchfire says E.
I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
I don't know what that
it's
means.
A bit of a smaller figure. I'm going a little tighter with it.
Like,
I'm sorry, Meredith. He says what?
E.
E.
The letter E. That's all he says. I don't know. Maybe
well,
he is.
Thank you for Glitchfire.
Glitchfire, if you have a super chat,
if there's more to add to that E,
let me know.
But thank you.
And behind Mucho 315 as a super chat for $4.99. Still waiting for a new Dave Finch sketchbook. Never got one back during image days. I've also, you know what I haven't done? I haven't mailed out anything from last week's.
Really? We haven't.
I have not. It'll go out this week.
Okay.
Last week was not possible for me to do anything. I didn't even ride my horses. I didn't even see my horses last week.
I know. Well, with your parents' anniversary, that was a big deal.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, this week, and apologies.
They'll go out this week.
Yeah.
People know they'll get their stuff. We haven't done a live stream yet where people didn't get their stuff.
No, of course.
So
try to be pretty on top of.
We do.
But so it'll be out.
Daniel Castelli has a super chat. For $4.99, Daniel says, have you seen Jeff Miracola's painting instructional? He has your teaching style. I think you'd enjoy it.
Are you kidding? Yeah, I have it on my hard drive. I bought it when it came out. You know, there's nothing that Jeff Miracola does that I don't buy as soon as possible, like right away. And I've watched every single one of his YouTube videos. I know I mentioned him on here before, but he is not only an incredible artist and an incredible teacher. And thank you for the comparison. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. But I just, seems like the kind of guy you'd like to hang out with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've never met him, but I feel like I know him. And I think he's great. So yeah, really recommend you check out his channel. Great information.
All right, Greg L. Static Art has a super chat for $5. Hey, D-Dub. Can't believe it's after 9. Can't believe there'll be no streams for a while. Hope you enjoy your break. You guys are instrumental to us. Also, no Kratos?
That's what I was going to do.
September.
I'm sorry, Greg. September. And I'll make it nice. Yeah, you know what? I need to write this stuff down because Meredith writes it down. It goes into a round file, I swear.
It's in my computer. I could pull it up right now.
Yeah, you know what? I should. It's my fault because I'm down here on Mondays. You're out with the horses. And I'm like, what am I going to draw? And I was talking to Eric and I said, what am I going to draw? And he started throwing out ideas and I like Superman. And so then I said, well, what about a villain? And I think I came up with Grodd. Maybe he did. I can't remember. But anyway.
It's like Mutt and Jeff together.
Yep.
Glitch Fire YT has a super chat for $2.79. Hello, your art is the best.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, and Henry Jermick wants to know where to get the book. We will, when we do the art, the best of Monday Night Draw with Meredith and Dave, Volume 1, we will let you guys know where to, it's not going to come out before September, first of all. That's probably not going to happen. But we will make sure that you guys, in the community section of the YouTube channel, on my Facebook page, on Twitter, on Instagram, we'll post how you can get a copy. It won't be Diamond Select because I don't know that we're
no, it can't be.
No. So
now, and I'll tell you why. It's got copyrighted characters, and both Marvel and DC are very forgiving when it comes to that. But they certainly don't want you publishing their characters and soliciting it through, Diamond and competing directly with them with their copyright. That's just, that's like saying thank you for your generosity. Now let me rub your face in it.
That bad.
That would be bad.
We no do that.
Because really, they are fully within the right if they just said, you know what, you can't do that. Sorry. Just a sketchbook in general, they could prevent you from doing, is what I'm saying.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through the chat, trying to see. Sometimes things catch my eye in the chat. I just want to make sure.
I wasn't. Okay.
Jeff Whaler says, I used to have a friend whose mom worked for Charles Schultz Animation, and she gave away hand-painted cells for Halloween. I wish I still had mine.
Man. Yeah. I think people just didn't know the value of that. I don't know what that would be worth now, but it'd be a fortune.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, when I was working at Marvel, because I was exclusive with Marvel from 2001 through 2010. And it was a big period for Marvel. I did Avengers Disassembled and then New Avengers, and a lot of that really led into what they're doing with the movies right now. Winter Soldier was right around that time. Civil War was the crossover directly after that came out for Avengers, right after we did the launch. So much of the stuff that was really iconic for all the Marvel movies was that period. So just to be a part of it, and I wish I could say, oh, I was instrumental in that stuff. I was. Look, I drew the pictures. I had to interpret the scripts. Like, as the artist, you have a responsibility, and you have a big role. Like, it can't be understated. Well, it can be understated compared to, when it comes to a movie and that kind of entertainment, really the writing is far more influential. So yeah, I always hesitate to take too much credit for any of that because it's the writing. But the writing wouldn't have mattered if nobody wanted to pick up the book, and that's where really the art ideally is essential.
Cool. Atomic Art says, I'm really enjoying this. Thank you for everything, David. My brother actually has a drawing you made from during Comic-Con 2013 on the wall. Hopefully one day I will take it. And then he says, sorry. Take it. Take it, Tomic. Take it.
Oh, no. You know what, Tomic?
I can't say that because that's stealing, and I don't want to tell people to steal.
Hopefully I'll see you at a convention very soon. I am really looking forward to conventions this time because like so many of you guys, I'm sure, go to shows, and I do them all over the place. So meeting people from the YouTube channel is going to be really nice. There are quite a few people that I feel like I've gotten to know from conventions over the years. Like Lance DuBois, I've had a chance to talk to Lance actually quite a bit at a few different shows. So I feel like I really know Lance, and well, I do. I don't just feel like I know him. I think I know him, but most of you, I met through the stream. So it'd be really great to actually see you guys. And somebody, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but somebody mentioned the idea of doing a draw along at a convention, and I really would like to do that. So that's something that I'm going to talk to my convention agent about.
Oh yeah, at a convention, that would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Roy Dela Cruz has a super chat for $1.99. Roy says, when will your fight sequence tutorial come out? Or fight scene tutorial come out?
Coming, it's coming. I forgot about that one too. Okay, I'm writing this stuff down.
And Claudio Rogojan has a super chat for $5. Hello, just want to say I'm loving your tutorials lately, David. I currently kind of suck at drawing, but I'm slowly improving, so thank you.
Thank you so much. That's how it goes. Oh, believe me, I remember what it was like my first day at Top Cow, and I'm looking at not only artists like Travis Trest, who is already a huge fan of, and J. Scott Campbell, and Joe Benitez, and Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, all the artists that were there, and just being deeply humbled, but also deeply humbled by artists that were there that were just starting, that I hadn't even heard of. They didn't even have anything published yet, and they're sitting there just kicking my butt. It was very hard. So you just stick with it and put in the work and be methodical about it and forgiving of your limitations, because we all have them, and you'll certainly be able to do it.
I think this is the time in the night since somebody just said, who disliked this vid? Herdea Rawal says, who disliked this vid? For me to say, like and subscribe. It still matters.
It does.
We need you guys to like the video, and if you aren't already, subscribe to the channel. And that way you'll know when the vacation's over and we're back in September.
I kind of think that pretty much, for the most part, people that watch live stream are subscribed,
I've seen people who said, this is my first stream tonight.
Oh, well, yeah.
So people are still finding you.
Yeah.
People are still new. Maybe they just liked. Maybe they haven't thought about subscribing. It's important. It matters. Every little bit helps. Because then you push us that much closer to the 200,000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm going to guess will be sometime in the next 365 days.
Someone told me when we hit 200,000 subscribers, I get a free McLaren.
A free what?
McLaren.
What's a McLaren?
It's like a luxury car, sports car.
Oh, you do? Who's buying you that?
No, I think they just give you one.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go.
I'm sure that's gonna work that way.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody told me that when you hit 200,000 subscribers, I get a free horse.
Oh no.
Is that how that works?
That sounds like too much reality.
Yeah. This summer, see, Dave needs to take a break so he can learn how to muck stalls. So he'll be a stall mucker extraordinaire when we get back in September.
Yep. I have learned this week how to take down and put up the electric fence, which happens. So what we do, now I'm talking about, are you going to be kidding me right now?
Tell him like it is, Dave.
Okay,
Talk
so
about the farm. Tell him what you learned.
Okay, stop. They're in a paddock, which is just where they hang out. And then half the paddock is all field. And so half of the day,
half gravel, half grass.
Right. And they go out in the grass and they eat the grass for half the day, but you can't leave them out there all day. So we have an electric fence between the two. Don't worry, they don't run up against it all the time. And so it's not cruel. But anyway, so I had to figure out how to do that because Meredith's not always home and I don't want to just not give them their grass time. And so I learned how to do that one. So I'm getting there. And so, yeah, I'll have to learn how to deal with the stalls. And
just in case I'm sick.
Not just when you're sick. You're gone for some weekends. And, so I'll have to learn it. And you know what? I'm
going to teach Isaac. I'm going to make him do it this summer too.
I've been complaining about this place and I don't want to be a farmer and I don't. At the same time though, I love it out here. Like I love going outside. It's beautiful out here. So
he helped me with the chicken coop this weekend. Farmer Finch, says Kevin Mandevil.
Yeah.
You helped me with the chicken coop. You helped me put all the hardware cloth on.
Yep.
The big staple gun.
Yeah, it's chicken wire.
It's not chicken wire.
I know it's not chicken wire, but it's chicken wire.
It's not chicken wire.
I know.
People think
apparently you can't use chicken wire because
it's not strong enough.
Right. So it's called hardware cloth, which is the dumbest thing on the face.
I don't know why they call it the hardware cloth.
Whatever. If you ever looked at it, you go, hey, that's chicken wire.
It's not chicken wire. It's
you see what I'm saying though, right? Like anybody that like a reasonable person would just say
it's metal mesh.
Anyway, whatever. We put it on.
I think it's 12 gauge metal mesh.
Oh, good. Fascinating. We get specs.
Inquiring minds want to know. All right, I'm neglecting the chat, and maybe a super chat. Claudio's next one is Greg L. Static Art, and somebody else did say this is the first. Madison Hughes said this is the first stream I've caught live.
Hey, there you go.
So there you go.
Thank you so much, Madison.
Time Crafter said I subscribed a month ago, but I always miss the streams. I'm glad I'm here. So
good to have you here.
It's important. It's important. And John C., this is not the last stream until September. We're going to have one more stream. Next week will be the last stream, and then we'll take off the summer. All right. And Kevin Mandevil wants to know how many horses does one woman need, Meredith? It brings to mind the song from The Greatest Showman, Never Enough.
Never enough. There is.
That's not true. Actually, 4 is more than enough.
Yeah.
I do not need more than 4.
Yeah, there's a point where
I don't have enough time in the day for more than 4.
No, I mean they're great.
I love them all.
And so we have 2 here. We got a tiny little one called Stevie.
The little mini pony.
Tiny, and
2 inches bigger than the dogs.
We have Dipper, who is named after a character from Steven Universe, because our son was watching Steven Universe.
Not Steven Universe.
Whatever, a cartoon.
Yeah, but not Steven Universe.
Okay, I don't know.
I can't remember what it's called.
A cartoon. And yeah, I go out there and he runs up. They like me.
They do. They're very good at giving you feedback.
I'd say it's because I don't beat them, but I mean they're enormous. I would be very afraid to beat a horse. They would beat me back.
Well, it's important to stand your territory. Create your own space, I would say. Otherwise, they will stand over you.
You know what? They're very nice.
They are.
I think you have them well trained.
I do. Because I'm not. No, I won't say I'm not afraid to beat them. And that, horses and kids, man.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, really, look at me. Like, I could slap him and he'd be like, what fly just bit me?
Yeah.
Greg L. Static Art has a super chat for $2. Greg wants to know, how did you draw the hands and the raised leg here?
Okay. So I'm going to draw this hand and then this one, and then we'll do the leg. So I've got the arm coming out. I want to make sure that so I've got the arm coming out. This is my wrist here. And I want to make sure with my hand, you can see that if I tilt my hand inward, then it goes flat.
Gravity falls.
Thank you. Okay. But if I just keep it at a more of a neutral position, it comes out this way. So I want to make sure not to just be flat here. So I come out just a bit. My knuckles, I want to round. I don't want to go straight across. And then my thumb is going to come out here. And so my fingers are going to take this kind of a path here. And so this plane goes like this plane goes like this. And then my thumb comes in along the side like this. And so, eraser. Start to clean this up a little bit. And so, yeah, I've got this bone here, which unfortunately you can't really see on my arm right now. No comments, Meredith. But it's right there.
I just need like dooba-looba-looba-loo,
Yeah.
dooba-loo.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Like I said.
I made no comments.
But, and I cut this in and then the hand behind it. And that's not what I want because that actually flattens it out. I want to make sure that this comes out in front and then this behind. And I want to do that because if I want something to come forward, when you cross over, it always puts this in front of this in front of this. So, it's easy to break that illusion. So I want to be like that and then connect in like this. And so my knuckles, I'm going to put my middle knuckle here, this knuckle here, and just like this. So there's a finger. I like to give my fingers a bit of a shape instead of just being like a mark, so and you can see with my fingers, it's a bit of that's not just a flat line down, and it's got a bit of shape to it. And so getting that shape, I lost my pinky there. Let me get that in there. And so there's my fingers, my knuckles sit like this. And there's basically that hand right there. Now the other hand is the same thing, it's just tilted. And so I've got my wrist coming out this way. And then the back of my hand this way. Again, I'm curving my knuckles. And I've got that bone up here. So there's the hand. My thumb is going to come off like this, off the side, if it were like just a wedge shape. And so I've got my fingers here. Here's one. I want to make sure that knuckle's pronounced. My other knuckle's pronounced. I always raise them up. It just looks better. And then my thumb attaches right here. And so that's basically the construction. Just like that. And for the leg, I'm going to draw my pelvis first. So for my pelvis, for this example here, now I feel like I'm just recording a tutorial. I'm just drawing like underwear, it's a really easy way to go. And because I've got this leg lifted, it's going to come up into here. So another thing, the sides of your underwear are a really good place to draw your hip bone, which connects just about here. And so I went out, and now I don't normally draw in the hip bone. I've done it enough, but I can connect my leg out to it just because I know where it goes. And so this leg here, I want to lift because it's coming up. So it's going to lift from where you can see this leg attaches. And then I'm going to draw it like a tube, and it's wider at the back than it is in the front. And it has some shape to it, just about like this. And that's because your leg has this kind of a shape to it. So for shortened, I just make that angle a little bit more extreme and it works. And then I've got a circle here. And so these muscles, this muscle here, when they're flat, this muscle sits lower than this one. And they round around the leg. You don't really see it there, but here you really do. So if I draw a circle here, I can round this. I'm almost done. What are you snapping your fingers for?
I wasn't.
You totally. Okay. So I'm going to draw this tendon here. So this muscle is going to connect in here. And at the end, it's going to wrap around that circle. The back one, I want to be higher. And so it's going to connect here, and then I've got my center muscle here, basically like that. And then my knee, so for my knee, I've got a shortened tube. I really recommend Frazetta for these kinds of knees. So here's my muscles on there. And then my knee comes out as a tube that then connects down like this for the lower leg. And so I could just shadow that out, which I did. And I always do because that's how Frazetta did it. And if Frazetta did it, then that's the way it's done. And then the bottom part of the leg, I really wanted for shortened. So I just drew it like a pretty flattened. If I drew it as just a circle, it would look odd. But if I draw it flattened, it kind of works. And the bottom of your leg. So here's my knee. Your shin bone has a bit of a curve to it like this. And here's your inner muscle. I'm almost done. Okay. So Meredith's getting upset. So
I'm not getting upset, but
so I'm going to give that.
This is a tutorial.
I'm going to give that a curve here to make sure to get that shape in there.
You're not going to get your Superman finished before Meredith has to go to bed.
And there you go. There's the leg.
All right. I mean, like you just got a little too. That was a little too much. I mean, I'm sure Greg really appreciated it. That might have like you get into it and it just.
Greg's been here for a while.
I know.
So if I'm going to do an example for Greg, I'm going to make it as good as I can possibly make it.
You can't have special children.
Greg's been here for a while.
We love them all the same.
Of course we do.
Each candle, each child brings his own love. They're all like candles. A Singh has a super chat for $9.99. A says, awesome drawing. Turning out great so far. I have one question though. I know you like to hide feet.
Yeah.
But I'm having a problem drawing them. They end up looking like blobs.
Okay.
And no Matthew Fuentes, we have not yet named the farm.
No, we haven't.
And Dave has not yet got his 100K plaque.
No. Okay. So I think you have to actually like ask for it or something. And I don't know what I would do with it. So, okay. So feet. I'll try and make this quick. Now, from the side, here's your basic foot shape. Just a wedge. Just like this. And then your toes are kind of separated like this. And you can actually also separate your heel out like that. And it's good to separate them out because that's really where your bending in your foot is. And your ankle, when I draw feet, I tend to like drawing almost like a ball joint here, like as if it was a toy. I don't know why. Okay, I think I do know why. I looked at a toy once and I liked it, and I like that construction, so I do that all the time. Anyway, so that's from the side. Now, by the way, I really recommend you look at. It would help if I could remember names. I'm not even going to try. All right. So from the front, I've got this shape here. And here it is. And then this shape here is just going to be like this. And then the back is going to be like that. And, you know, you can give it a little bit of, give it the foot a bit of an arch. And then my leg is going to attach. Here's my little ball as if it was a toy, which I like doing. And so there you go. That's a basic foot from the side. And just learning how to separate it out into forms that have and feet are easier than hands because they don't have as much movement. So yeah, I need to do a proper foot tutorial. And I know what you're all thinking, like, really? You're going to do a foot tutorial? Good luck. But, you know, I can draw feet sometimes.
O Rise Above O says, I use hardware cloth to keep my cats fenced in.
See, there you go. You were right. Hardware cloth. It's an actual thing.
Yep. Oh. And Gravity Falls. Dippers in Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls.
Yes.
Yeah, that actually sounds right. And I think you weren't letting him watch Steven Universe or something.
No, I did. He
Did
watched
you?
that thing over and over again, didn't he?
I
Isn't that the
don't-
one with the rainbows and the... I don't know. Pretty sure. Your sister liked it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Joe Tolliver. We're such bad parents. We don't even know what our kids are watching. Joe Tolliver has a super chat for $4.99. Joe says, how are you so bad at this art thing? I can't believe people think you're an elite artist. Not a huge fan. Wait, what? No, that's the other guy. So Joe's a huge fan. Thank you for
Wow.
the super chat, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Rike,
About.
Rike says that twisted cape is so cool.
Thank you, Enrique. I was really thinking, wow, this is maybe a mistake for me to do this. I love drawing these kinds of things. I'd be lying if I said I was the best at it. So there are times, and this is where drawing with a pencil can be nice. I could do this 5 times, and when it does work, I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, live, if it doesn't work, it does not work.
Claudio Rogojan has a super chat for $5. Random question, but what's the Canadian Badlands like? Heard it looks like the Wild West out there. Just thought of it because you mentioned farms.
Well, when I think of the Canadian Badlands,
It's Drumheller.
yeah,
It's in Alberta.
It's Alberta.
Yeah.
So just imagine an endless plain where you could basically see through to Antarctica.
You can see the horizon as far as it goes.
Yeah.
It's like it's the plains. It's prairies.
Yeah. It's
Just
beautiful.
prairie.
I
It
mean,
is.
I
It is
like
beautiful.
teas, but it is
Not a lot of
beautiful out there.
trees, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. We went to Drumheller a few years ago. Saw all the dinosaur bones.
We
Very
enjoyed
cool.
it more than the kids.
Yes, we did. Yeah, kids, I don't know. I didn't enjoy that kind of thing when I was a kid, so I can't judge. But I thought it was really great.
How many things do parents do that they enjoy just thinking their kids will like and the kids don't?
It's not so much that you think that they'll like it. They won't. It's just that it's like your obligation as a parent to try and raise them at least somewhat.
My kids chased me out of Chicago Shed Aquarium. They like harangued me the entire time we were there for a convention. Everyone's like, when are we gonna go? When are we
And
gonna go?
yeah, meanwhile, I was
When are we
thinking,
gonna go?
I'm so glad I have to be at the show right now.
Yeah. Rogue, that was a long time ago. Rogue Persona has a super chat for £4.99. Rogue says, just take it.
Thank you, Rogue. Very much appreciated.
Jordan Seaward says, I went on my first vacation and the next year the world shut down. Jordan, don't you jinx us.
Hey, you got his vacation in though.
That's right.
So there you go. The world waited to shut down for Jordan, and we all appreciate that we got that extra year. Thanks to Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan. Don't give your address out because we'll start sending hate mail. Just kidding. We love Jordan. He's Canadian. Jim Klein has a super chat for $10. Any recommendations for us on books on the more technical aspects of comic creation? I'm a big fan of Scott McCloud's book, Making Comics. Anything along those lines would be appreciated. Thank
Okay.
you for the super chat.
And yes, thank you. Okay. No. And that's because for my part, I find books like that extraordinarily confusing. When things really get intellectual, I think that I know for me, yeah, I get lost. Now, I think the Scott McCloud book is really great, and I learned some things from it. So I don't want to just be like, no. And you know what? Maybe I should really hold my tongue too, just because I learned something from that, and I've ignored other books that I probably would have learned something from. But I have actually seen books where I just put it down, like a book on perspective where I'm utterly confused, like I'm really gonna, I don't even know, like the kind of measurement and ridiculous accuracy. Hey, that's admirable, but now do that to a schedule. Good luck, like make that something that you're putting on page 10. It's not possible. So I like to, my philosophy and the philosophy for my channel and the way that I'm trying to teach here and the way that I learned is to take complex ideas and complex things that go into drawing, and they can be a little complex, and make them as simple and easy to understand as possible. And to try to not be, look, I think sometimes things can get artsy fartsy, when you want to paint, you don't need to make your own paint.
Did you
can.
just say artsy fartsy?
Is that a slur?
To a community of artists? You
Okay,
said
stop.
artsy fartsy?
Yeah, I really, yeah. Some people make things needlessly complex, and it drives me crazy. I want it to be simple. And so, no, I don't get technical, and I don't have any, I don't connect with that kind of thing. So, yeah.
What he's saying is he's not artsy fartsy.
Well, look, I've never found a use for it. You know, if you ask Jim Lee how he does something, he's not getting technical on you. He will just show you because he knows what he's talking about. I think a lot of the technical stuff happens because people don't know what the heck they're talking
Jim
about.
should be offended. You just said that Jim is not artsy fartsy.
Yeah.
Just going around offending people all day long. All right. Thankfully, John C has a super chat to save you for $4.99. John says, "Thank you, David Meredith. Thanks for all the consistent weekly content, and thanks for carrying this whole sketchbook community through this last year."
Thank you very much. Yeah, and thank you for carrying us through this year too. I mean,
It's been a mutual, caring
yeah.
society.
Well, you know, in a time where I've talked to some professionals, and you know, it's not like I've been completely isolated, but for the most part, you know, like so many people I haven't seen or talked to, you know, like Steve Orlando, you know, we'd have dinner with him. I never see him now, and I haven't talked to him, you know. So it's really great to have this connection with you guys, and you know, it's kind of keeping us all sane. And Meredith, I think I'm done because
Really?
yeah, the next figure
Oh
is
no,
Gorilla
I still
Grodd.
got I still got some super chats.
Okay, I'll finish
Okay.
Gorilla Grodd's hand while
Yeah.
you do that.
So, hold on, make sure you get the right ones. Greg L. Static Art for $2. Sorry, M. Didn't think it'd be long. D. Instrumental.
Thank you, Craig. And you know what? It's my pleasure. Don't even worry about it. Just ignore Meredith
Dave does all the time.
all the time. It's the only way you can live.
All the time. All the time. Sheldon Martin has a super chat for $14.99. Hey, Finch fam. Dave, do you have an artist edition of your own? If you do, I can't find it. And thanks, Meredith, for all the nights you stay up a little extra with us. You're welcome. Only because I love you guys.
Yeah. And I don't.
You don't have an
Well,
artist.
okay, I sort of do. There's a Top Cow one. Art of David Finch from Top Cow. And there's a Batman Unwrapped from DC. That's about it, though, as far as like an artist edition goes. So, no, not really.
Ian Shea has a super chat for $4.99. Ian wants to know, do you have any tips on inking black objects like Venom's suit? I always get lost.
You know what? Since I'm kind of done, by the way, next week's going to take like twice as long. Gorilla Grodd's going to take a little while. It'll be a good way to go out. Maybe you can go to bed when you're like done, and I'll just finish it. We can all hang out, like 5 of us, by the time I finish. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this way, and I'm gonna turn this over. You know what? I'll do it on the back here. Okay, so. And I've kind of done this before, but let's do this a little more in depth. It's 9:53. It's not even 10 o'clock. We got a little bit of time.
You got 7 minutes.
All right. That's plenty of time.
Russ Hicks has a super chat for $5. Russ says, have a great vacation. Much deserved. We will be here when you get back.
Thank you so much, Russ. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Russ. Tomic's heading out. Thomas got to go to bed. He's got school the next day.
Oh, good night.
Maybe
Tomic.
maybe Tomic is done school for the summer. Nielsen Bogart says, yes, the Top Cow one is amazing.
Thank you.
Nathaniel Archer says the Batman Unwrapped is good.
Well, thank you guys. Okay.
Ozzy Perez asked for a car crash sound. So while you're doing that. You're welcome, because I realized it was really loud and I turned it down at the end.
All right. So here's my arm. Let me tighten it up just a little bit so it's a little less confusing. This is where doing the tutorials, I can just speed this stuff up so you're not watching me take forever getting this sketched in. But can't do that live. Okay, so there's my basic body with an arm kind of sketched in. I'm going to go ahead and light this from here. And you guys know this. I'm just going to do it anyway. If I have a sphere, it's lit from here. That side's going to be shadowed. So that's the basic philosophy behind what we're doing. So I'm just going to shadow that just like that. And it's got some It's your deltoid is 3 muscles. You know that. Anyway, so there you go. And I'm going to catch some shadow in here. I'm going to catch some cast shadow from the arm. Let me just throw that in. Shadow under the chest here. Here. Some striations of muscles here. Under the rib cage. And I'm just going to go dark with that. And underneath my bicep. My tricep kind of rounds here. I don't want to pop it too far forward. And then there's a central muscle that has a name. This is where Robert Marzullo is so great because he knows all these names and I don't. But there it is. And then you got your big thumb extensor. That's this big muscle mass here. And your finger extensors come out here. And so that's basically just lighting. And by the way, if I have a tube, my shadow would be on the bottom. And if I was to draw this and it's got different muscles on it, and I drew, like, I've got a muscle here, a muscle here, a muscle here. If I drew all of these exactly the same thickness, it looks like I'm just drawing like a flat plane with some bumps on it. What I want to do is draw a circle. And so as it rounds around that circle, the shadow pulls up here. And so any muscle that's here, they're very small lumps on the surface. So you'd only see a tiny little bit. And so I want to be thicker down here and then really thin out as I go up around that curve. An exception is this one, just because it's actually, this one pops out more. So that's why it's bigger. Okay, so there is a basic arm done just with a single light source. This is not like Venom though. And the difference when it comes to a character like Venom is with my light coming from...
It took so long to get there. I couldn't remember what you were doing for a minute there.
We got time and it's only 9:57. Okay, so my light's coming from here, which means that it's hitting right here. And so to make it dark and shiny, what I want to do is isolate my lighting much closer to that point. And you really see much more where that light is hitting. And so you'd get something more like this. And so I'm going to draw maybe a little bit darker, but I'm going to draw shadowing on the other side of my muscles too. And so here, this is going to have a shadow along the top of it because my light's really hitting here. And so that's why things get so much darker, because you're really just seeing darkness, and then really where the light is really hitting your surfaces. And after, I'll tell you right now, if this was like a tutorial, I'd be erasing and starting again because I feel like this didn't illustrate it as well as I would have liked. And I'm going to go now my light is hitting this muscle right here. And so I'm going to go much darker here and just isolate it to where that is and go really dark with this. And my light is hitting here. So I'm going to darken that down and just leave kind of that part open. And actually, I think it would really sell it too if I'm going to do this. So you're really seeing the light play down the surface. And so that's why that works, when that works. That's the idea. I wish there was a better example, so apologies. But there you go. I feel like, all of that work, this really is probably the best example of it actually working. This is the thing. I do these tutorials, and so many times I don't get the point across that I thought I was going to get across, and I have to sit here and go, oh, okay, how can I make this actually make sense? But there you go. That's how I would do it.
And we'll finish off with the one final super chat from Agent Cub for $2. When can we expect to see your own comic?
Well, I have a comic out that I've been working on for a long time now, a long time.
In 2022.
2022, but early 2022, it will be coming out. I'm very excited about it. It's long, it's huge. I'm drawing the pages enormously. So I have a book coming out. It's a big one. Hopefully it'll be big in terms of like it'll do well, but it's big. I mean, just, you know, there's a lot. So yes, I've got a comic coming. It's been too long. And I love doing covers. I'm doing Walking Dead covers right now. I'm sure you guys know that. And, you know, some other things, but yeah, I've got a book coming.
Okay, and there's one final super chat I missed from Tagmo Model Works, which I think is a perfect one to end on. $5. $5 for the artsy fartsy comment. Simple design is better. Enough said.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Thank you very much, Tagmo.
Thanks, Tag. And that wraps it for us for tonight.
For tonight, yeah. We'll
one more stream where Dave finishes off Gorilla Grodd next week.
Right.
Did I say scene or stream?
Don't know.
I don't either because
I was just paying attention to the fact that you were talking over me.
Past 10 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. I'm delirious with fatigue.
All right. Thank you very much. We will see you guys next week.
And I'll sing happy birthday for everybody who has their summer birthday.
Wow, that's going to be a long night. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Hopefully it's beautiful where you are too.
All right. See ya.
Good night.